how's it going everyone? Welcome to Asian Filmist. My name is Ray and I love movies. And the movie I'm going to be talking about today is Orange. Orange is a 2015 Japanese film, and actually it's an adaptation of a manga written by Takano Ichigo. And as with most manga adaptations I talk about, and especially those of the girls variety, I've never actually read the original work. And as for background on Orange, the director is Hashimoto Kojiro, who I can't recall right now if I've ever seen any of his films. And there's a hefty amount of people in the cast, but they are led by Tsuchiya Tao in the main role, followed by Yamazaki Kento and Ryusei Ryo. And I've seen numerous works by all three of these actors, and I've enjoyed a lot of it. Did enjoy some of them, but for the most part, I enjoyed their work, and that's what drew me into watching Orange. And so the story of Orange is told through the eyes of Naho, who's played by Tsuchiya Tao, and she's a second-year high school student, and one day she receives a letter mysteriously from herself 10 years into the future. And in this letter, specific events are outlined by future Naho. And the thing that all these events have in common is that future Naho wishes that the outcomes of these events were different, in that she wishes she could have a second chance at doing these events again. And all these events are centered around one boy named Kakeru, who's played by Yamazaki. And the main event that all these letters point to is the death of Kakeru. And basically, future Naho wants young Naho to do her best and try to prevent Kakeru's death from happening. And of course, it's a girl's comic. Along the way, Naho falls in love with Kakeru, yada yada yada. Obviously, this movie wasn't meant for a demographic that includes me, so I'll try to be lenient with this discussion, but not to the point that I start sounding like a teenage girl. But I don't know if you guys know, but I put myself through these kinds of movies, and I don't know, I feel like I start turning into a teenage girl after watching these. But I've seen a lot of these teen romantic stories based off of girls' comics, and I've seen a lot of bad ones, I've seen a lot of good ones, and I gotta say, Orange is actually one of the movies I genuinely enjoy. So let's dive into the things I enjoyed about Orange. First off, it knows its audience quite well and really caters to them. This is the kind of love story that only really teenage girls can enjoy, and on top of that, it stars Yamazaki Kento, who is one of the big heartthrob young actors at the moment in Japanese cinema. And overall, the characters are well casted. I really enjoyed the chemistry that each of the characters have together. They're likable and it's really easy to invest into them. And there are 6 characters at the front of the story, all of which did their part really well in contributing to not only the story, but also the character growth of the 2 main characters. It also did a good job at having a really intriguing mystery story, and genuinely, I really wanted to know what happens next with all its twists and turns. As the story goes on, there are specific dates outlined in the letter, and it feels almost like a diary, and it's basically Naho saying, oh, I wish on this day I could have done this, so please don't do that. And young Naho follows through in a lot of these requests, but doesn't in others, so she kind of just still experiments as the story goes along. For me, it's what made a lot of these mystery elements pretty interesting. And what else can I say that are good? It has a lot of eye candy. Tsuchiya Tao and Yamazaki Kento are pretty popular amongst their respective fan groups. And yeah, if you're a fan of girls comics, then you should really know what to expect when diving into an adaptation of a girls comic. And that being said, let's talk about the things I thought were lacking in Orange. As far as bads are concerned, I genuinely enjoyed it. But if I were to name something, it would have to be the tropes of girls comics. And these tropes are played to death in each and every girls comic and movie adaptation. For example, we have the setting, it's usually in high school or some kind of school. There's a lot of dramatic tension heavily dependent on characters not really expressing how they really feel and or running away from it all. And overall, honestly, the same kind of cliched characters and dialogue you can find in any of these stories. But overall, I felt that Orange was equally about friendship as it was about romance. As mentioned before, there is a group of 6 friends who are at the center of this story, and all the friends work hard together to prevent the eventful death of Kakeru. But do they succeed? Once you get through all the twists and turns of the story, I felt that the payoff was really satisfying. And without spoiling the ending, the resolution to it all, it was quite bittersweet. And honestly, if I was 15 years old again, I would have eaten up this movie. I would have probably enjoyed it to death, let's be honest. But past the cliches, the characters were likable, the story was intriguing, and the emotional parts do hit you at the right times. And if you're a crier during these types of films, man, this film will get you. But it didn't get me. I guess I'm lucky that I'm pretty strong against these types of dramatic movies. Not to brag or anything. I guess that's what putting myself through numerous amounts of shoujo manga adaptations would do. guess. Anyway, Orange. It's recommended for fans of the original comic, as I'm told that it follows the story pretty well. And also for fans of romantic dramas of the Japanese variety, this is a nice addition to the pool. And honestly, I think fans of romantic dramas in general will have something to enjoy about this movie. In addition to romance, it covers themes of friendship, of nostalgia, of, wishing you could go back in time and redo the choices that you made. So it hits all the points it tries to aim for, and it does so really well. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the movie Orange. What did you guys think? Whatever your thoughts are, leave a comment below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Asian Filmist for more reviews and discussions of Asian films. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and if you subscribe to our email newsletter, you can receive a free copy of our ebook, The 108 Asian Films for New Fans to Watch. Once again, my name is Ray. You can find me on Twitter at RayMaru555. Yeah, that's about it, everyone. Alright guys, I'm about to watch some more movies. I'll be back soon, yeah? Promise.